Here's the thing about a soliloquy. We can accidentally trick ourselves. If anybody, a soliloquy, if you don't happen to know, is a monologue, but nobody else is there on stage with you. So it's kind of that opportunity for that character to go open the brain pan of their mind and speak their truth. Because they can lie, they can dissemble, they can deceive all the way through a play, all the other characters. But when they take that moment alone with themselves on stage, what you hear is the truth. So Iago in Othello is basically saying, I know I'm taking the crooked path. So watch me do this act of villainy. Watch. But where we trick ourselves accidentally is believing that we're sharing something with an audience that's in total agreement with what we're doing and who we are. And that we're just basically summarizing or agreeing with each other so that there's no resistance. It feels almost like pushing a sheet that's hanging on a clothesline in the backyard or something like that. You get nothing back. But there's something in the power of resistance. So that when Iago is talking in Othello to an audience, he's in soliloquy. He has to imagine that there are people out there in the audience that says, you're you're a real bad person.
Yeah.
You're really evil incarnate. And basically, a lot of what Iago says is, no, 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 no. I may be bad. I may be doing something bad, and I know I'm doing something bad, but I've got good cause. Here's my argument. Here's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't think you're better than me. Don't judge me. This is what I'm doing, and here's why. And I'm wondering if in this investigation of Richard, Duke of Gloucester right now, you might think of that person that's in your audience or whatever, who thinks you're a creep, who thinks you're all the things that people accuse you of throughout the plays. You know, a bottled spider, a bunched back toad, a this, that, and the other, you know, all these names they give you. And I wonder, scale wise, if we take it here and you talk to somebody here, just to see what happens. That's where my mind goes. That's where I wander. I'm not saying this is the way you would perform it, but I wonder if there's information in finding that voice on that scale and that honesty when you talk to somebody over the telephone. But you've got to imagine who it is you're talking to. And I don't think you're talking necessarily to a person who's in total agreement with the way you think or how you do things. Am I making sense, Gabriell?
Yes, you very much are. Can you hear
Great.
me?
So do you happen to have a cell phone handy?
I do, yes.
Great. If you don't mind, why don't you start the piece again and speak to this person? There's no camera on you. There's no audience here. All you've got is this person on the line. Fair enough? Shall we try it that way? May not go the whole way through it. It's a big sizable piece, but let's see what information we get from this, okay?
All right.
Great. Anytime you're ready.
I say there is no kingdom left for Richard. What other pleasures can the world afford? I'll make my heaven in a lady's lap, and which, sweet ladies, with my words and looks. A miserable thought, more unlikely than to accomplish 20 golden crowns. By love, 'twas sworn me in my mother's womb. He did corrupt frail nature with some bribe to make an envious mountain on my back where sits deformity to mock my body like to a chaos. And am I then a man to be beloved? O monstrous fault to harbour such a thought! Then since this earth affords no joy to me, I'll make my heaven to dream upon the crown. And whiles I live to account this world but hell, yet I know not how to get the crown. For many lives stand between me and home, and I, like one lost in a thorny wood, seeking a way and straying from the way, not knowing how to find the open air, torment myself to catch the English crown, and from that torment I will free myself, or hew my way out with a bloody axe. I can smile, and murder whilst I smile. I can add colours to the chameleon, change shapes of produce for advantages, and set the murderous Machiavel to score. Can I do this and cannot get a crown? Were it 10 times higher, I'll pluck it down.
Wow. Well, I know that if I ever direct this, that's the way I'm going to do it. That's it. That was remarkable to me on a lot of levels. What was your experience?
There's something very special about not being heard, and not because of course his thing is that it's his physical image, it's his physical, it's his, as he calls it, deformity, that is this thing that is in the way of people not seeing what I am, what my diamond, my fire. And
Yeah.
and there's something very interesting, well, special, I think, that happened when it was all about hearing. It was all about hearing,
Yeah.
hearing the sounds of someone, instead of the eye of someone, rolling, saying, you can't do that, but rather someone listening to me and saying, these sounds, please, come on. And
Yeah.
this thing of this frustration of God damn it, why don't you see it? Why don't you hear it? And I'm gonna, and this pushing until he finally gets it and goes, I won, I have it now.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
That's wonderful. I think that's a great exploration. I would say that's one of those things where if I saw that in an audition, I think it would almost blow me away. I think that would. I know it was only an exploration and an exercise, but you might take something from that, whether you use the phone or not. Take that idea that you just expressed so well about the listening and the response to that. Well done. Very nicely done, Gabrielle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.